product demonstrator. There you go. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
That was for my sister.
Her husband's name is David, who she's been married to for the last 35 years. They don't have any children, but they have a cat named Guinness. Her hobbies are traveling, snorkeling, hiking, kayaking, and creating joy. Her activities of interest are working with her favorite charities. Her city of residence is Westboro, where she's lived for the last 35 years. And her burning desire is to significantly impact the fight against breast cancer and the end of hunger locally. Something no one knows about her is she's part American Indian. Her key to success is love what you do and never quit on a bad day. Everyone,
And keeping with that theme about what you don't know about, I'm going to go a little bit off the reservation today. I have a topic that I really want to introduce to you. Many of you are aware of it and use it on a regular basis, and you all actually do use it, you just don't know about it. So I wanted to talk to you about the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is something that actually does relate to Zen Park and to what I do with the relationship marketing, because what you give out is what you get back tenfold. And we are all about sending out that positive reinforcement kind of card to change the world, one card at a time. And just like Ivan Misner talks about, the law of reciprocity, it all folds into that. So that's why I believe that this is definitely related to what I do, but a little bit off the reservation. And for those of you who want the scientific side of it, there is scientific proof about the fact that the law of attraction is a real thing. Back in the 300 BC, they started talking about like begets like, which is exactly that. And the medical journals talk about how positive thinking can help with improving your recovery and your wellness. Neurological studies about visualization and how that can bring things to you simply by having that strong visualization process. Psychologists use it with daily affirmations. It all folds in there. Mirror neurons, how many of you know what that is? When you're walking around down the street and you smile at somebody, do they smile back at you?
Yes. No.
That's a mirror neuron. So you're practicing it on a regular basis, whether you know it or not. And hopefully you're smiling. And then there's another really cool genetic research that I read about that I don't have time to get into, but if you want to know more about it, let's do a one-to-one, because I think that that is so interesting. And I just really want to get into the actual ideas about this, because along with the law of attraction, you really need to have intention. And law of attraction is going to happen whether you want it to or not. So you might as well set your intention and think about what it is that you want to attract to you. It's just like setting a goal. Your goals that you set for your business, for your personal, whether it's a daily goal, a weekly goal, whatever time period that is, that's setting your intention and looking for the avenue to bring that to you. And so the more specific you are when you're working with the law of attraction, the better you can visualize and the better you can bring that energy and that outcome to you. So be intentional every day. I want to give you a really quick story about a friend of mine. We were leaving a meeting in Boston a couple weeks ago, and she had this intention that she set as we're leaving. And she said, put someone in my path that I can help today. 5 minutes later, if that, she's walking down the street with me, and there's this homeless person who's just like, oh my God, please, please, can you help me? And we're like, what? And she says, I just need toilet paper. All right, how can you refuse a request for toilet paper? So we turn around, walk the 3 blocks back to CVS, And in the meantime, my friend is telling her, you have no idea you are the answer to my prayers. Do you know what that did for that woman? I mean, it just was incredible. Got her everything that she needed, sent her on her way, and we went on with our business. That's how quickly and how amazing that can be when you truly set that intention and just, you know, extract yourself from the outcome, because the outcome will be what it is. All right, so let's use this with business. When would you actually want to send out a card to someone? And what do you want in it? Well, the what is easy. If you truly want to make an impact on someone, it's all about give to give. It's not about selling. It's not about, you know, telling them about your latest product. It's not about trying to get them to work with you. It's about celebrating them and sending them a positive message. And that is the kind of card that is going to build relationships, build that positive thinking with you, and really start to change people's reactions. Now, when to send it? Honestly, I have moments, days sometimes, where I will not send a card. And you know what? If I'm not in the right mindset of giving, if I'm in a funk, I don't want that energy to be transmitted through what I send. I'll take a step back, I'll readjust my own self before I actually create that. Because by creating something when you're in a funk, you can transmit that funk and you're not gonna get the desired results. So, that's when, that's how, that's what. Let's go into the next step. Are you feeling it yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. How many of you have received a heartfelt card from me? Yeah, I hope that there's no unraised hands except for people that I don't know. Awesome. I want you to always embrace that feeling and what that does for you, because pay it forward. That's what I do every day. I go out and look for people to celebrate, and I pay it forward because I really believe that we will change how people view each other and view all the world craziness. Here's a couple of cards that you can look at on visualizations. I have used send out cards to create my own vision boards, and I have been hugely successful in making these things happen. I have another one that isn't with me today that is about the trip I'm about to go on. I put it in a vision card a couple of, maybe 6 months ago, about going to Machu Picchu, and I will be there next week. So visualization and action definitely help to change the way that things happen in your life and give you that direction, that intentional direction, instead of just letting things happen. Here's a card that Cindy brought that someone sent to her, and that was simply a heartfelt thank you card that was sent to her from one of her teammates. And it doesn't have to be fancy with pictures. It doesn't have to be exceptionally creative. It can be a stock card with a quick message, and you are going to have that same reaction. So, with that, I still have 2 minutes, which is amazing. Anyone, Wendy, I actually had your card in my hand this morning, and I didn't get it in the car. Wendy came to a party at my house and took these pictures, incredible pictures of her kids having an absolute blast, and sent me a card. That was one of the coolest things. It's still on my counter every day, and every time I walk by, it makes me smile, because her kids are playing in the pool, they're having water fights with the adults. It is amazing. So you can really change people by being able to give them something tangible that reminds them of that feeling, because when they open it the first time, they get that feeling, and now every time they see that and pass by it, they continue to have that feeling. And that is the law of attraction that we want to promote We wanna be able to set intentions, bring goodness and positivity to everyone around us.